Hello everyone, this is Ross here, back again for another episode of Life Discussions. I apologise for not making a new episode for a few months, as I've been very busy with my filmmaking endeavours at the Academy of Film, Theatre and Television in Sydney, or AFTT for short, which has been an absolutely amazing experience and certainly one of the best of my life, and it's going to be one of the main topics of this episode. Before I start the show, I want to thank each and everyone who has supported me through all the amazing comments, likes and subscriptions. Please know, though, that whether you know me personally or not, you are never, ever expected to subscribe or even listen if you choose not to. But I appreciate it all very much, more than you may ever know. So on this episode, I will be talking about the reasons and mindsets for my endeavours and turning negative situations into positive ones in my own unique way. At the time of my recording of episode 1, as I mentioned in it, I was attempting to pursue a radio career through training at Coast FM 963's community radio station in Gosford. It was something that I loved doing a lot, and I thought I was quite good at it too. However, I decided to move on because, after doing some research, I discovered that it was not a very viable career anymore, and I was worried that I could be working hard for many years and have nothing to show for it. Now, money is not the most important thing in life to me, but realistically, we all have to think about it because it is an important necessity in life. Even though it would obviously still be nice, being rich is not a goal of mine. I just want to be able to earn a nice, consistent living so that I can live the life that I want to, that involves traveling and enjoying all the hobbies that I love, such as playing tennis, playing video games, and being able to do nice things for all the special people in my life that I care about. Being able to achieve all of this in a career in radio is not very likely at all. In addition, I was lied to by 3 of the main staff members and held back from being able to have my own talk show due to the fact that I opened up about my past problems. Now, I'll take some responsibility for this. In life, we all have to know when to talk and when to not talk. I understand. But I was convinced that by sharing my past problems, as well as the way I'd recovered from them all, that it would make people want to work with me and be associated with them. They all praised me for my bravery at the time, but then kept coming up with so many excuses to not feature me every week, despite the fact that I had hosted a 3-hour comedy music program, which was quite outrageous, but featured no offensive content and had a good flow music-wise. I made no bad mistakes at all, which made their decisions to keep me off the air all the more baffling to me. If I did make any bad mistakes, I would have understood completely. However, I learnt an important life lesson from this. I try on a daily basis to be the best and most responsible person that I can. I went through hell with serious mental issues for many years. I even walked 5 hours total from the evening to early morning when my car and public transport were both unavailable in order to take night shifts at midnight, and I still had my commitment questioned simply because I was gracious enough to let the program coordinator take care of his own busy life, including moving into his own house, by the way, and I was still replaced despite hardly making any mistakes at all and being told that I was really good. I learnt that you can try your best every day to improve your life and contribute, but some people just don't care at all. The only way that they will care is if you can benefit their bank accounts directly. It is what it is. I don't wish anything bad towards them or anyone else like them. I'm not going to hold up signs and protest for acceptance like many people do. I'm just going to accept it and move on. Back in 2016, when I got my diploma in a film degree at Hunter TAFE, it was one of the best experiences of my life. I met some of the nicest and smartest people who all accepted me and who all did a lot for me in my mission to gain what I need in order to hopefully live my own independent life. Even though I wasn't really passionate about films like most other people, I still had love for a certain amount of films, of course, and I found filmmaking a lot of fun. However, I did it primarily as a pathway towards either news journalism, which I absolutely hated, or radio, which I loved, but as I said, it wasn't very viable anymore due to other thriving platforms. So after all of the failures that I experienced within the next 3 years after my last success of my diploma, I decided that the next logical thing to do was to re-enter film studies and this time pursue filmmaking regardless of my previous fears of being able to do well in it. The film industry is obviously a very tough industry to break into as well, and there are many people that don't gain much success. But if I continue to work hard, I'm very confident that I can earn a consistent living and have fun doing something that I've come to love very much, and I've gained a much bigger passion for film than I used to have as well. Now, I know that I could have worked towards a more normal job, or applied for a trade career and been financially secure for life. But here's the thing. I tried to get a trade in the army back in 2013, and at that time, I was not allowed in due to the fact that I was still on antidepressants at the time. As far as other trades are concerned, I have no interest in working in something like construction because I'm not into really using tools, and I don't usually get along well with those type of people who drink, smoke, and swear a lot. I don't mean any offense whatsoever towards those type of people, and I don't mean to look down on them. It's just that I feel it is important to be around the type of people that you would normally be likely to work better with. I tried over 30 times to get full-time, part-time, and casual supermarket and service station jobs, and I got turned down every single time due to the fact that I had a lack of references, and I didn't know anybody that could help me, and also, yet again, my past problems. But again, I'm not going to cry or beg for acceptance. Instead, I'm choosing to focus on something like film that I absolutely love doing, and I will do my best to force the opportunities to come to me through working hard with my studies and helping out all of the amazing staff at AFTT in Sydney. I'll mention some of the things that I do and how much it means to me to succeed at AFTT. The previous week of this recording, I had finished another great week there, and I was unable to drive my shared family car back home from the train station because it needed to get repairs at the mechanics. Usually, I would do my 2.5-hour walk home, but it was raining and I didn't want to catch a cold and risk missing any days, which I have not so far. So, despite not having any money to stay at a hotel or knowing anybody that I could stay with, I decided to stay in Sydney anyway. Thankfully, I had a small amount of oats and tuna to eat and juice to drink, plus plenty of warm clothes, so I was fine. I stayed at the station and then decided to walk around and found a couple of sports bars to stay at for a while until the next day's work. The staff were very kind to let me stay there despite not buying anything, and I had a great time watching Tiger Woods golf highlights and playing pool with strangers who were kind enough to play. And of course, like everything else that I do, I took a lot of pride in being competitive and actually managed to play well and win some games against people who play a lot more than me. It felt strange to have people buy me beers, especially because I don't drink, but thankfully they understood as I turned them down because alcohol is not something that I want or need in my life. It's just my own decision. I was up for 38 hours straight, which is the longest I've ever been up consistently in my life, simply because I chose not to sleep, because I didn't want to risk being attacked or have someone stealing my bag. I still worked hard the next day when I went back into AFTT, and I received a ton of incredible support from both students and staff. I'm extremely proud for what I did. It's true, sometimes I don't make the safest decisions on my goal to achieve the things that I want to in life, but this is how I turn negative situations into positives. As tough as it can be taking 2.5-hour walks to sometimes 5-hour total walks, or not getting home until very late, it's just something that I have to do. It would be a lot easier, of course, if someone gave me a way to earn money part-time as I continue to study, but I've accepted that that's just not going to happen, and the only way I can get any sort of work in life is to earn it in the hardest ways possible, and I'm willing to 100% do that, for sure. And this is something that I've told several special people in my life and what I live by. If something were to happen to me doing what I'm doing, I don't want anyone to be sad or upset for me. I'm very confident that my life won't be in danger, but traveling alone as often as I do, I don't really know how safe I am or not. But I never feel like I'm in danger because I always do a great job of avoiding people anyway. But I would honestly feel a lot more sad being at home, doing nothing to improve my situation, than I would if I died, for instance, trying to make a difference for myself. Plus, I honestly don't see myself as a very special or important person anyway. And I still have a lot of self-resentment towards myself for not being along further in life. I've accepted the fact that I probably never will have a girlfriend in life, or a wife or kids, due to the fact that I'm nearly 30 and was unable to date, study, or work for many years due to my past problems. But I've been blessed with a unique ability to not care about that one single iota or other people's criticism of me. And that's the great thing about not loving myself. It makes me work harder to improve myself even more, and people's criticisms don't affect me at all because no one can say anything that's worse than what I've already thought or said about myself. As strange or sad as this might seem, this is how I turn negatives into positives. I won't ever truly respect myself until I can earn a living the proper way and live the independent life that I crave. Sure, it would be nice if I did have a wife or kids to share it with, I won't lie, but I honestly don't need them to be happy. All I need are the few close family members that I already have, all of my special friends both near and overseas, and most importantly, the memories of my grandparents, who I know are always with me. I've had a lot of things go against me in life, such as being broke almost every week, but I've also had a lot of tremendous encouragement and support, and I know that as long as I'm breathing, I can keep fighting because every day gives us all a chance to become better. But another thing that I want everyone to remember is that as tough as I've had it in life a lot of times, I've also had a lot of great times as well. And I'm very fortunate to have not gone through many things that other people have gone through in life, such as cancer battles or addictions to alcohol, drugs, or other problems like that. And I think it's always important to remember that as tough as many of us have it, there's often cases where people have it worse. So it's always important to remember and acknowledge the people that really have it tough. And I hope that everything can improve for all of you out there that are experiencing difficulties in life. Well, this is it for this episode, everyone. I appreciate each and every one of you who have listened. Thank you so much, and if you liked what you hear, feel free to tune in again for more episodes, or subscribe if you'd like, but please know that you never ever have to do any of that, and I'm just grateful that anyone has even clicked on any of my videos, so thank you so much. And for everyone who supports me, I appreciate you all more than you may ever know. Take care, everyone, and thank you. I am not special or amazing in any sort of way whatsoever. All I am is just a man trying to improve things and just trying to be the best that I can.